Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Buenos noches to everyone here. My name is Bobby Smith. I am a vice president with Power, and we are very excited to have you here tonight. Our presentation over the next 30 minutes is designed to give you, our special guests, an introduction to our company, to meet a special guest tonight, a worldwide leader in the technology of solar, and walk you through our company, what we're about, and again, make you feel comfortable with who we are. So again, right now we're the fastest growing solar and the most unique model in the solar industry today. We're changing the game. We're going to talk to you again about why you should join our company tonight. We want to give you all the information you need to make an informed decision. If you look at how we started, our company was started in the rainforest by Jonathan Budd. Jonathan's one of the brightest young CEOs in the world. Jonathan went to the rainforest and just had a vision for a better world. He has two small children, kind of lives off the land quite a bit, put up $1 million of his own money. He was very successful in the young days, again, in his 20s, and put this company together, Powur, as a public benefit corporation. We are a very unique type of company. So if you look at any great company, you typically start, you look at their management team, you look at, who they are, you look at the background of the company. And if you look at the management of this company, we've assembled a team of the best in support, in software engineering, in solar sales, in training. We just brought on a new COO to help take us public. That is our goal, to be a multi-billion-dollar public offering. Again, we've had an extraordinary growth curve. Our company has doubled twice since the pandemic hit. There's no way to predict that. There's no way to prepare for that. It just happened. And we feel very blessed to be in that position right now. If you look at the timeline of our company, how we got here, again, I always say to people, again, if you're a guest looking in tonight, there's a big difference between, hey, I've got a good idea, and hey, we're 5 years and $10 million in. Our first client was the largest solar company in the world, Elon Musk, Tesla, those folks. We were then vetted by 100 of the largest solar companies in the United States, and they got involved. We went online and tested the crowd to see how people felt about our old model. We raised more money faster than any company in the history of the world at that point, 1.4 million in just a couple weeks. Our membership grew to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. But what changed the game was last year, we created the only fully transparent cost of goods revenue share model in the solar industry today, which means we're going to pay you more money faster with stock options than anybody in the world is going to do. And we're going to walk you through that compensation plan in just a few minutes after you meet our special guest. So I think what really sets us apart, though, and people really dig our culture, hence the Venice Beach shirt, is that we're just, as a public benefit corporation, we have responsibility to the world, and again, to our children, to our grandchildren, and it's to serve our community. It's to serve you. If it's not good for the world, we simply won't do it. It doesn't matter how much money's involved. Our corporate culture is we meet every single day. We read books from the smartest people in the world every month, and we come together with our community, with our leadership, and we always, we innovate, and that's what we do. We just innovate a better path every day to renewable energy. The old model was broken, and we have certainly started to fix that. Because we are and how we believe, we offset 100% of the emissions from the manufacturing, the installation of solar systems, planting trees, and we're very excited about our carbon offset program. And again, most of our representatives feel really good about that we leave the world better than we found it every single day. And it's very important to our core competency. The gentleman, kind of the forefather of the concept of renewable energy, wisely said that if you want to change things, don't fight the existing reality, build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. And we've seen that over and over again in our culture today, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. That's what we've done. We have reinvented and changed the game by building a model that makes taking a job for a solar company, a sales company, pretty much obsolete. And at the core of that philosophy is that we know that the homeowner has to get the best deal and a great value for referrals and just happy meter. But we also believe that if you're going to invest your time and marketing or whatever it is that you do, if you're a solar pro, if you're a sales professional, whoever you are, that you deserve to get more money here than anywhere else. It's got to be a fair shake. And that's why we show you the money. In the old model of solar, really smart people take a job for a solar company. That was the old model. And maybe they strike a deal with an EPC and they get a little better deal, but the commissions are still smaller. There's really little support. There's no passive income. There's no residual income. It's a job. You know, you're trading your time for dollars. There's no equity and there's no ownership and there's nothing scalable about it, with all due respect to the people that came before us. That's where greatness is born. So if you look at our model, you sell for yourself. You're the entrepreneur. I teach my children that all the time. You know, work for yourself. We offer more money than anybody in the industry. We have daily training and support in English and Spanish. And this is about passive income. People are building six-figure passive income, multiple six-figure passive incomes, whether they're working or not. They're building ownership in a company so they can cash in when we go public. And everything we do as a tech company is scalable. We were spending over $100,000 a month building proprietary software, just alone. And we've invested recently hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, which will turn out to be millions of dollars a year, bringing the best tech talent in the industry aboard to continue to enhance our platform. We have a very special guest tonight. So Spencer, you out there?
There we go. Okay, now I'm unmuted.
All right, brother, we get a little volume, you know, representing Enphase, again, the worldwide leader in micro inverters, and he's going to teach you a little bit about that. So, you know, one of the things that's made Powur so special, again, if you're looking in tonight and you're trying to make a decision, there's no debate about who Powur is. And one of the reasons why there's no debate, forget the 5 years, forget the 10 million, forget our board of directors that's raised billions in venture capital, our management team, our training, all of that. One of the things that's most important is that the leaders in the industry, the biggest companies in the solar industry, have been partnering up with Powur because they believe in what we're doing as well. So we are excited to work with Enphase. They're just a beast in the industry. We've been waiting for this for a while. So Spencer, if you can kind of talk us through, introduce yourself to our guests here tonight. Some from solar, some have no idea about solar, and we want to talk a little bit about this relationship as well. Welcome.
Great. Well, thanks for having me on, Bobby. Can you hear me okay to start?
Absolutely.
Any echo or anything, or we're good?
You're good.
Great. So first off, I just want to say thank you to the management team, the leadership team at Powur. You know, being a leading manufacturer, and I would like to say the leading manufacturer, but I'll just say a leading manufacturer in the industry, we get to see the industry from many different angles. We get to see all the players. We get to see all the installation companies, all the sales organizations. And I can really say with integrity that Powur is unique, and we've never seen, I mean, during COVID, almost all the companies that we were seeing in the industry, they were all retracting. They were all pulling back. They were all shrinking. They were all having trouble. And because of Powur's scalable, nimble, innovative model, they just accelerated. It was unbelievable. We were already excited about working with them, but when we saw that kind of growth, it just solidified our belief in the vision that they've created for their company. So as a representative of, you know, I think we're about a $7 billion publicly traded company. We're one of really only 2 solar technology inverter companies in the world. We're extremely excited to launch a partnership with Powur. And because of Powur's growth and their scale, they're really able to get you as a team member of the organization great value. So what I mean by that is, you know, cutting edge training, cutting edge support, class pricing, best in class access to technology. So yeah, it's a really exciting organization to be working with. So if you want to go ahead to the next slide, I'll do a little bit of a deep dive, just, you know, to get you guys a taste of who we are. You know, for people who are already in the industry, you're going to be really, you know, you won't need an introduction from who we are, but you'll be excited to have us on board. And for people who are new to the industry, this is the first taste of, you know, what makes up a solar system, right? What technologies are involved? You know, why is solar so much fun, right? For the nerds out there, the tech nerds out there, you're just gonna love it because there's so much cool technology that goes into these systems. So Enphase really was the innovator who brought the microinverter to the industry. Now, the microinverter is a specific small technology component that gives each panel its own production, meaning that each panel produces independently of all the other panels. Shading on one part of the system won't impact the other part of the system. There's this distributed generation model, which means that if one panel breaks, right, everything else still works. So it's the most resilient system in the industry. And we launched this technology in about 2008, but over the years, we have expanded and really iterated to come up with our current generation technology, which is the 7th generation, and we're launching our 8th generation technology. So we like to think of ourselves a little bit like Apple. You know, we have every year or two, we come up with a brand new generation. There's new features, new benefits. It's smaller, it's faster, it's more reliable. A couple more quick stats. We've got over 23 million microinverters installed worldwide, which is over 1 million systems. And we move more than 3.5 terabytes of data a day. That's more data than Twitter moves, just so you have some context. Let's go ahead to the next slide. How do we get a product that is so awesome? Well, first we spend, and just keep it right there for a sec, don't go forward. First, what we do is we design and build the product with the best components. But after that point, to really see how it works, we got to test it. And the harder we test it, right, the more we can figure out where the failures are. We can identify those failures. We can discover what are some remedies to make them correct. And then we can go ahead and test them again. And that iterative process gives us our extreme reliability. We're known in the industry as the most reliable technology. So you can see the pictures on the left. We take our microinverters, we freeze them, and then we heat them up. And we freeze them and we heat them up. And we do that while it's under power. Our waterproofing technology, which you can see on the right, is NEMA 6. Normally, to test something for NEMA 6, what you got to do is you got to dunk the product underwater for 30 minutes, pull it out, turn it back on, and see if it works. Here's how we test it. Go ahead and click the next slide. We leave the power on. We put it underwater, and we cycle the temperature of the water to negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. We use a special solution to freeze it. Then we heat up the water for 150 degrees while the microinverter is under power, and we do that for 21 days. And so it really speaks to our culture of quality. We go way beyond the basic NEMA 6 standards, and we test our products so that we know it's going to be reliable in the most challenging environments. Go ahead and click the next slide. And this is, like I said, it exceeds all industry standards. You can see the inverters in a pressure vessel on the left and a pressure apparatus. All this means for you is if you choose to partner with Powur, you're going to have a technology that you can feel super comfortable with when you provide it to homeowners, so that it's just going to last through thick and through thin. Go to the next slide. The second really, really cool thing, I mentioned it earlier, but I'll reiterate it, is that our system has no single point of failure. Meaning that even if an inverter breaks on our system, let's say you have 20 solar panels and 20 inverters, 19 out of those 20 will still work perfectly. And that is, you know, the kind of robustness, the type of just reliability overall that's going to give your homeowner the best experience. Also, it's great for the company too. It means that, you know, when something does fail, it's not like an emergency. They can schedule the replacement and do it in a time that works for the homeowner. So anyways, this is a selling point that customers flip out about because they just feel like, wow, even if something was to break, given that you have the most reliable product in the world, that's super unlikely, but even if it does, I still know that 99 or 95% of my system will still be operational. Last slide. Anyways, we normally, you know, do a deep dive and we will have a ton of more information and training for you guys, but I just want to give you a taste of some of the advantages of our technology. We're super grateful and excited to partner with Powur. Congratulations, on positioning yourself, for a huge win for you guys and your customers. We're really excited to build this partnership and succeed together.
Spencer, thank you so much. Thank you for your technology, for your company, for your kind words, and everything that you mean to the solar industry. We're honored to be a part and work with your company. We're excited about your training on Wednesday. Our top people will be there to learn everything about your system, and we're excited to be working with you for many, many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bobby. And thanks to the
Have a great
team.
night.
Yeah, you
Peace.
too.
So, folks, and for those of you who missed that, Charles can talk a little bit about it. If you don't know anything about solar, the key here is that remembering that that we work with the biggest companies in the world. There is no debate about who we are. Always look at the donut, never look for the hole. There's just no hole. And, this slide's been a famous slide of us for a long time, but I've tried to break it down to the ridiculous because Powur has built the Uber model, the Costco model for solar. And so what does that mean? Well, just to give you some reference, if you look at Costco, if you look at their balance sheet, Costco doesn't make a bunch of money selling food. That's not where their margins are at. Their margins are in their membership fee. If you look at how EXP changed the real estate industry, and we're hoping to work with them very soon. But here's how I explain it, because this is down to the ridiculous. If you draw a circle around your life and just think about the biggest things in your life and everybody's life right now, we'll talk about the pandemic in a moment, of course, not to date this, but if you look at communication, not only are we all on a cell phone, a wireless platform, but we're communicating these days through Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter. That's how the world communicates. If you're going to hop in a ride, right, you're not calling a taxi anymore. You're not whistling out the front door. You're going on your phone and you're grabbing Uber or Lyft. And we talked about how you travel. If you're buying anything on the planet, you're probably getting it from Amazon. They're at my door every single day. And again, if you're food shopping, you're probably going to Costco. So if you just draw a circle around your life, communication, transportation, travel, food and groceries, and then anything in the world, it's coming via an online platform. So I would urge you to connect these dots. If everything we're buying in the world, we're buying online, then why would anybody think that the same thing is not going to happen in the solar industry? And the reason why solar hasn't adopted to any grand point at this time is because it hasn't gone that route yet until we got here. If you magnify that by the pandemic and look at the fact that for the next 6 months to a year at least, no one's going anywhere. So the reason, as Spencer eloquently stated, that Powur has doubled twice since the pandemic, becoming the fastest growing solar company in the United States, is because we're an online solar company and we were built for this. So other companies are scurrying about trying to figure out with overhead and depending upon door-to-door and trade shows and being in Home Depot and Best Buy and standing out in the heat and hawking customers. Our people have been trained to sell solar online, and that's why they're making 5, 10, 15,000 a day selling solar from the comfort of their homes with their air conditioning blasting, their kids running around them, and having the time of their lives. And that's who Powur is. And with that, what I want to do is introduce you to a gentleman who represents the very best of again, that circle of life. I know him as a dad. I know him as a military guy. I know him as a best friend. I know him personally in that way. We didn't know each other before Powur. But what we know Charles Thompson to be is one of the top energy professionals in the United States, with decade in energy and owning solar companies, owning energy companies, building companies, running companies. This is a $500,000 a year energy professional. And I'm a 100% on the corporate side. Charles is 100%, just like all of you that are tuned in tonight, joined our company, saw the vision, went through all of our models, and has now built himself, as you'll see very soon, a very unique lifestyle with an extraordinary pad on the beach in Southern California, doing what he loves to do with the freedom of doing whatever he wants to do, however he wants to do it, and building that around his passion for solar and renewable energy. So, Charles, you have the ball, my friend.
A lot to have to put up with that. That's an amazing intro, Mr. Smith. Thank you, sir. And Spencer, fantastic job. Very excited about the relationship and launching the Enphase line. If you look at this industry, Bobby spoke about the way everything's just grown in terms of different platforms that are out there. First, step back and look at what we have access to. There's 130 million single-family residences in the United States of America. 90 million of those are eligible for the zero-down solar program, which is primarily what we promote. But only 2 million, just north of 2 million, are currently on solar. So do the math. You're only talking about a couple percentage points of market penetration. And we have become the leading platform within a $6 to $7 trillion industry, driving it as zero-down solar, where the homeowner sees an immediate savings, depending upon the cost of energy in the market, anywhere from a 5 to 40% savings with nothing out of pocket. Increases their home value by 5 to 7% on average. Just take $20,000 to $30,000 per home additional value, locking in their cost of energy, and then the homeowner owns that energy. So when those panels are paid off, whether they pay it off sooner or later, all of the energy that those panels continue to produce is at no cost to the homeowner, providing them with long-term benefits. But let's bring it to us, the consultants. We're the ones, as Bobby said, we're the most important people in the company. We've created what's called a cost of goods model. This term didn't exist, so it may not be familiar to you. Cost of goods is simply wholesale versus retail. You get the wholesale cost of goods and you market that to what the market will bear and what is appropriate. This example is a very common one in Texas, for example, a 10 kW system, selling at about $35,000 for that system. There's some basic adders. People they start to question, what's an adder? Adder could be financing, adder could be a main panel upgrade, adder could be just anything that the homeowner wanted to have in addition to the base solar system. Now all that's lumped into the loan. In this case, the net revenue is $10,500. The seller gets 70% of that. Now, in most traditional solar companies, the rep, the seller, is getting 20 to 30% commission. Powur only keeps 30% of the revenue. We consultants get 70%, 70. So that if you look at this particular project, over $7,000. Now, Powur's 30%. They have to obviously run a profitable company, but they take half of that revenue and give it back to anyone who wants to, not required to, anyone who wants to build an organization. Could be small, medium, or large organization for passive income. What you offer your homeowner is the best warranty programs in the industry. Out of the box, it comes with a 25-year power output guarantee, up to 25 years in the inverter, 10-year workmanship warranty, and a 5-year roof penetration warranty. But for a very small additional project cost, you can lock that warranty in for 30 full years, end to end. True peace of mind. I just helped a consultant mentee of mine wrap up a deal. The difference on that deal was the fact that we offered a 30-year end-to-end warranty for just a teeny bit more than the competitor, but they saw the peace of mind. That is something you have the flexibility to do as a consultant on the platform. As you start to sell, because that's what we do, two things. We sell. Second thing, we refer other people to leverage the platform to sell as well. And if you do, you get 20% of Powur's revenue. Not out of your revenue, it's out of Powur's 30% revenue. And I'll tie some numbers to that in just a few minutes. It's just a natural fit. You get excited about what you do, you're making great money, just share that success with other people. They go through and plug into the platform and they'll do the same. Some of those people will probably have the same type of attitude that you have. Then you get access to what's called leveraged revenue share. So any of these consultants that you refer to use a platform and they refer people to use a platform, you get leveraged revenue share. In many cases, you may have no engagement, no involvement with any of these consultants that are anywhere below your organization. And if you look at that from a tier or a level basis, anyone you directly refer, your average override on their sale is going to be about $550. They refer somebody, they're going to override that individual, and then you're still going to get 10% of Powur's revenue. And you can see it goes 5%, 5%, 5%, or an average of $162 at your sixth level or sixth tier. That's true passive income. And the benefits of doing that is you just build an organization, as many people as you can, go wide, and you'll benefit deeply by overriding their success. If you desire, again, they have no responsibility to do that. To help you not only build an organization, but to really understand solar selling, we introduced a mentorship program. And for your first 3 projects, if you're new to solar, you get the benefit of getting paid training. If you were to go to a traditional solar company, your first 3, 4, 5 projects are going to be with a manager or a trainer. And in those cases, you're typically getting a ride-along fee, or today's days, a Zoom-along fee, $150 to $250. But Powur's revenue is so strong that they actually do a 50-50 commission split. So in your first couple of deals, you're watching somebody enroll somebody into a better way of getting their power. And you're getting half of the commission. They're getting the other half, but they're doing typically 80, 90% of the work. You're making the introduction, and you're getting paid extremely well for doing that. That's a mentorship program, which really has changed the game for this industry. But the icing on the cake is the equity. Powur wants you to be an owner in this company. Why would you sell for any other company with the equity that you get in Powur? Your first installation, you get 100 stock options. If you refer people to use the platform, they're going to get 100 options, and you're going to get 50 overriding options for any of their first projects. So you want to build a lot of people so you can gain thousands of stock options over time. And then as you hit basic performance goals, 25 installs in a calendar year, 1,000 options, 50 in a calendar year, 5,000 options. That's one a week. We have people doing one a day. And then because you were involved with Powur before we went public, you get discounted options as we go public. Now, it's hard to tie a real value to this, but just shed some light on this. I ran 2 of the nation's largest energy companies when they moved into solar. Collectively, they were doing about $22 billion in business. Another company that was out there, who was later acquired by Tesla, did about $6 billion in business. None of those 3 companies were able to make a profit on rooftop solar. Powur comes along about 6 years ago. Jonathan Budd invests about $1 million of his money, raises about $10 million through friends and family and crowdfunding, and has been profitable. The first company to be able to scale on a national level and be profitable. What is that going to look like post-COVID times, when the stock market really starts to get back into getting excited about companies going public? I couldn't even put a dollar value to it, but I think it's going to be huge for each of us. You can have all that, but if you don't have the training and the coaching that you need to be successful, then it's all in vain. Powur has the strongest training program I've seen in my nearly 10 years in this industry. Daily coaching, an onboarding session that takes about an hour and a half. You learn how to leverage the platform, plug in, use a mentor, and then just continue to go through the free training that each of us receives as consultants in this platform. Then special training, like you saw Enphase, is going to be a special training for consultants on Wednesday, specifically to that product line, recorded if it can't be there live. All of these great programs. On top of that, the technology is completely scalable. Imagine take about 30 seconds and putting information into a database. Plug and play, of 30 minutes to an hour later, you get back a dynamic link that allows you to do what a designer, who actually is skilled and trained to do, you can just do it by removing panels. Click, click. From there, you can get the contracts and the credit check and everything done in real time. There's no texting, no emailing, no calling somebody to get anything done. You just press a button and everything's done. You manage your programs all throughout the entire platform in 20 states under one roof. You have a project coordinator team who we've tripled the size of that team in the last 90 days to support the growth that we have. They handle all of the accounting, all the operations, and they even pay the team. If you desire to build a team, you get paid daily for any of your own personal sales, and you get paid weekly for anything that your team does. It's truly remarkable. You don't have to worry about anything. I've sold my interest in my business to be full-time with Powur a few years ago, and I didn't want any of the headaches. I just actually got a text of a competitor who shared with me why he's coming aboard. He runs install crews. All he wants to do is sell. Now he's no longer a competitor. He's a partner of ours, and we manage all the projects. Bring the company aboard. No liabilities, no risk, for a very moderate fee. And you can sell, as I said, in 20 states. We are the general contractor in California, in Texas, and Florida. We just got approved in Arizona. We've applied in 12 other states. That's the vision for the company, is to be the general contractor. But you can sell in all these markets that are blue. The only states that require a different license than what you secure through Powur is California. That's a criminal background check that they require of anybody selling there. Illinois and Connecticut. Otherwise, you use Powur's license to sell in all of the other markets. You just get your individual license with the different states that require those. And just a quick recap. The commission program is 70-30 split. over that cost of goods. So you determine the selling point, not Powur. You determine what you want to sell that at, and you keep 70% of the split. Equity ownership and 6-level revenue sharing if you desire to build a small, medium, or large size organization. Phenomenal. And that comes with a very, very moderate cost of $99 to onboard to use the platform. But you're getting a business in a box for that. And we all invest $49 per month for the technology. We are a technology company. Powur only operates on a very small portion of revenue. We get the lion's share of that revenue. So we're the ones who invest in the technology. What I'm excited about is what it already does and what it's going to be able to do in the next 12, 24, 36 months as tens of thousands of people are investing into that technology, making it even better than it is today. And that's one of our, very similar to Costco, right? It's made in membership. So for each of you, there's 2 audiences here today. And those who are listening live, we're going to stick around. We're going to answer questions that you might have. And there's those who are listening to the recording. Get back to whoever sent you the link to this recording. Get your questions answered. Jump on board. Become a consultant. Work with a mentor within the platform. You choose who that might be. Go solar for your home. And if for whatever reason you say, well, this business isn't for me, go solar for your home. So there's a place for every single person on the Zoom. For those who are listening live, stand by. Those who are listening to the recorded version, get back to whoever sent you and jump on the train. We look forward to having you. Stand by, everybody.